Hey everyone, it's Ankit. Welcome to a brand new video. Today I want to talk about cryptocurrency and all the news that we're seeing about crypto and why the crypto market has been down this week, but is slowly recovering as you can see today. And then a couple other news that I found interesting I just wanted to share with everyone. If you're excited about today's video, then drop a like. It really does help out and support everything I'm doing. Leave a comment with what your favorite cryptocurrency is and why. Subscribe if you are brand new for weekly videos on investing and news about cryptocurrency, real estate, and everything else that's going around the world. Let's try to hit 6,000 subscribers. With all of that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. So it looks like NBA star Steph Curry and also Tom Brady are going to get in with FTX. And now they're a stakeholder, so this is about to get really interesting. But keep in mind, both of them did their research before they went in. You should also do your research. But this looks like a great opportunity for everyone. And they're in, I'm in. I also have FTX stock and I also have a video on it.
Setting the stage here, the SEC threatening to sue Coinbase over these lending practices. Brian Armstrong out with a lengthy tweet storm calling the SEC's approach sketchy, saying they're using intimidation tactics. As the leader of another major crypto platform, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because obviously we don't see what happens behind the scenes in that conversation. And we've obviously only seen one side of it. I can say that everyone in the industry would love more regulatory clarity on some points, and I do think that's a note that you heard expressed there and that you're going to hear expressed from a lot of players. On the other hand, I think that there's a lot of frustration from regulators on what they see as an industry that has had some non-cooperative players, although I don't think you would generally include Coinbase amongst the ranks. I certainly can see the frustration from Brian's perspective, given his sort of tweets, but also, I say that without having actually been a part of any of those conversations, and stories can always look different from the other side.
I want to take a walk through some of Armstrong's tweets here. He says some really sketchy behavior coming out of the SEC, but in this case, they're refusing to offer any opinion in writing to the industry on what should be allowed and why, and instead are engaging in intimidation tactics behind closed doors. Our door remains open. Hopefully, the SEC steps up to create the clarity this industry deserves without harming consumers and companies in the process. Earning interest on savings is pretty textbook, but are crypto platforms trying to recreate traditional banking without the regulation of traditional banking?
It's a good question. I mean, it depends on the structure of the products. And I think what you've seen in crypto has been a real scale of different things. And I think that especially when you start to look at things like DeFi yield, and ask, like, where does that fit into the regulatory regime? You can look at a lot of other products which have some relationships to existing sort of regulatory structures, but aren't perfect analogs for them. And I think that can make it tricky for industry and regulators alike to decide what the right interpretation of some of these are. And I think that often it gets down to the details of exactly how these things are structured. I think that that there's sort of a lot of different phrasings here, right? You can phrase this as a bond-like product. You could phrase it as staking, as yield. You could phrase it as a loan. You could phrase it as something totally different. I don't know what's going on under the hood there, and I don't know what those conversations included. But I think that the SEC's approach, at least as it was sort of quoted here, matches, I think, some of what we've seen, which is that rather than sort of saying, look, here's sort of like, we're going to lay out all of our thoughts on this topic, here's sort of an essay about what you do see from some regulators. I think, like in Singapore, you've seen MAS sort of writing pretty sort of explicit guidelines and thoughts about what they know, what they don't know, what they're thinking about. I think the approach from the SEC has been more about, look, here's the laws. We're just interpreting the laws. It's not up to us to explain to you how to interpret the laws, but we're interpreting them, and here's our interpretation of them. Here's how it pans out. And as opposed to wanting to get into details of what their thought process was that got them there.
Meantime, you have celebrities jumping into the crypto game and asking Twitter for help, including Steph Curry, who asked for advice from his Twitter community about getting into the crypto game. Steph Curry is now.
So if you haven't heard, Steph Curry and Tom Brady just joined FTX, and they teamed up, and now they have a endorsement deal with him or whatever it is, you know. And Steph Curry's like, oh, cryptocurrency, you know, he wants to embrace it and have everyone else embrace it. So let's finish the video and see what else he has to say.
Now, a brand ambassador has a share in your exchange, FTX. Tom Brady responded to Curry there, whatever you do, don't laser eyes. What does this kind of celebrity promotion get FTX? Brady is also a brand ambassador for you.
Yeah, if you look at our history, we have, and I think, comparing to Coinbase, which you're just talking about, we have about 4 times the daily trading volume that Coinbase has, but they have about 30 times the user base size that we do. It's a pretty stark difference, and it's a reflection of the differences in the approaches and products that we have, where Coinbase has very much been sort of the leader in Western retail products for crypto. It's been sort of the leader by a very wide margin. And FTX has historically had a lot more sort of professional users on it, more institutional users, or at least more institutional volume, and a lot less of a footprint in terms of the broad base of consumers. We're trying to branch out. We're trying to really increase our footprint, and sort of reach some of the people who are maybe learning about crypto for the first time now. And I think a lot of what we're thinking is like, what can we do that is sort of highly engaging and powerful and can reach tens of millions of users without diluting our brand? I don't think there are a lot of people in the world who kind of clearly fit that, but I think Tom and Steph are 2 of them, and I think we've been really excited working with them because they've been excited about this too. They're great guys, and they're engaged, and that makes us a lot a lot more jazzed for it.
Meantime, Reese Witherspoon tweeting that she bought Ethereum for the first time. Kim Kardashian, though, getting slammed for promoting Ethereum Max. I mean, clearly you've got, just everybody trying to understand what's going on here. I wonder if there are downsides to celebrities jumping on the bandwagons when there still isn't a lot of clarity.
I think one thing that we've seen, which frankly I think we've appreciated, has been that, especially when we've talked to people like Steph Curry, like Tom Brady, they've done a lot of diligence on us. It's not like we called them up and we're like, hey, we got some money, you want to send a sketchy tweet, and they're like all over it. Like, that's absolutely not what's happening, But I do think that
so keep in mind, FTX, it does pay 8% interest, so that's really amazing. And then also keep in mind, as you said, they've done their research, so you should do your research before you go join FTX. And it's pretty easy to use. I use it right now, and I have a video on it, so if you want to watch it, you can. Let's get back to the video and see what
we saw some things that looked distressingly like that, and I think those didn't end so well. But I think that what we've really seen with some of the partners that we value the most is they've done a lot of diligence on us. We've had many calls. They've talked to a lot of our partners, a lot of their partners. They've done a deep dive into our business, into how we operate, and I think that you'll hear again and again from them is the most important thing to them is that they feel good about the companies that they're working with. And
okay.
I think that it's important to us as well that they feel that way and that they can represent that. So, I think what's important is that, when you do start to see celebrities getting in, that they're forthright and that they really do their homework.
Navigating global cryptocurrency bans. So here's a nice article that goes around talking about cryptocurrency. Transaction risk prompts ban in Turkey on April 16th. India moves to regulate and possibly ban cryptocurrency trading. Chinese province to ban cryptocurrency mining to ease power shortages. Tech paves the way for governments to reverse bans on crypto trading. Device integrity screening may serve to lower crypto crime. Geolocation and power consumption tracking may change in mines. Transaction monitoring and two-step authentication. Educating public officials and building public partnerships may ease fears. Argentina charging towards crypto adoption. Blockchain island sets the standard for crypto adoption. Singapore views Bitcoin as a good, unlocking huge potential profits. Switzerland uses blockchain as public funds access control. This is a long road ahead. Who knows what's going to happen, what can happen. The possibilities are endless. I can't wait to see what happens. I think crypto, people are slowly going to adopt it, and other countries are slowly going to adopt it, as you can see. As people are already adopting it, and right now it's threatening all the banks, and the SEC is threatening the cryptocurrency. So it's kind of a war going on right now. We'll see what happens. The SEC will not stop at anything to control the entire crypto space. As you can see, as they already control India's cryptocurrency legislation, will be distinct and unique. Our solution will have to be distinct and unique simply because of our unique circumstances. We have to balance stability and growth, but we recognize how important this whole area of crypto is. Grayscale Trust, now one step closer to becoming ETF. If you don't know what Grayscale is, Grayscale Investments, the world's largest digital currency asset manager in terms of assets under management. So Grayscale manages crypto assets such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Grayscale's BCH, LTC, and ETC trust to join to 3 other products as SEC's reporting companies. So the life cycle of Grayscale products: launch private placements, obtain public quotations on secondary markets, become SEC reportings, and converted to ETF. A highly anticipated SEC decision concerning Bitcoin ETF. So what do you think about Grayscale announcing that LTC and BACH and ETC trusts are becoming SEC reporting companies and aiming to be an ETF in the end? Bitcoin goes international as the US debt hits uncharted territory. As you heard on Tuesday, September 7th, Bitcoin in El Salvador decided to officially implement Bitcoin as the legal tender. Could save the country $400 million a year in transaction fees and fund settlements alone from services like Western Units and MoneyGram. Why has El Salvador officially adopted Bitcoin as its cryptocurrency? Well, we already know the reason, which is the economy. They have economic problems, and this is a good way for them to kind of solve those problems. And they're asking, will it work? Cryptocurrency is volatile. It goes up and down. As Bitcoin itself is also volatile, which is its low was 21,700 and then its high was 46,500 within this last year. Here's another article about how crypto is set to dominate Australian financial industry in less than 10 years. And cryptocurrency is set to explode because of all the new people coming in and adopting it. And another recent thing I found in the news, which is Ukraine adopts a new law to legalize Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as more governments acknowledge and the staying power of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. And Ukraine is the latest to join the growing list of countries. We just had this week, El Salvador became the first country to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. And 2 weeks ago, Cuba passed a law to recognize and regulate cryptocurrencies. The good news for today is Cardano to launch their smart contract today, but where are the apps? Cardano got a new price target today of $5 after their release of the smart contracts. And as you can see from this article, crypto prepares for war with the SEC. And here's the second reason why cryptocurrency was down this week. Bitcoin down as Sweden's central bank compares it to trading in stamps. Cryptocurrency exchanges allow people to buy and sell crypto. Coinbase is one of the world's biggest. So they recently created a program called Lend. Cryptocurrency exchanges allow people to buy and sell crypto. But what Coinbase has done is created a program called Lend right here, which would allow investors to let others borrow from crypto called USDC, a stable coin whose value is tied to the value of the US dollar. So they're trying to create their own lending program, which the SEC does not like, and they got their attention. And this kind of puts the bank in a tough spot, and the banks are kind of getting screwed over. So this is why there's all this is going on.